In today's training, I'm going to show you how to customize an email signature that you can use so that you can have your network find you and just kind of get a hold of whether it's going to your website, your email address, your cell number, or any of your social media buttons. So I want to just show you an example of one signature here, which is highly actionable because once this email gets sent out, all of these buttons are linked. And so they become hot links. And another one would be something like this, where if you click on it, there's only one thing that may happen, and that is going to your website. And whenever you are launching an email inside of your own Gmail account or whatever email system you're using, and if you see your signature, you'll see this URL. However, when you actually send it, you can send it to yourself to test it. You won't see that. So don't worry about that. So for right now, I just want to go over the fact that you're going to be needing a couple of free things that you already have access to in order to hit the ground running. So what do you need? You need a photo or a logo, whatever you're going to want to use in your email signature. You want your social media links so that they're ready to go and you're not kind of struggling to find out where they are. You need access to Canva, which is canva.com, or whatever it is that you use to edit your graphics. And then you may want to use Google Drive. I usually use a Google Drive document, or if you want, you can use a Word doc. You can pretty much follow the same steps that I'm sharing with you today. And of course, your brand colors, and then the information that you want in your signature, like your name, your title, address, cell number, website, whatever it is that you want. So again, I've just gone over that. The tools you'll use, you'll want to log into your Canva account and have access to your G Drive. Right now, I already have access to my G Drive. That's what you're seeing here. It's a Google document. And in a moment, I've already opened up a Google template, and this one, the size is the social media one. So if you go to your Canva account and you see all these different templates, you would click on the social media one, 800 by 800. I like that one because you can resize it very easily. All right, so let's go back to our document here. We've got Canva, we've got G Drive, and then of course I'm going to walk you through how to prepare your customized Gmail signature, but you can follow these same steps and probably upload it into whatever email system that you have that you're using. All right, so what are the steps? You're going to open your Canva account, which I just did. I'm going to be creating the design, which I will show you in a second. I've already got my URLs to my social media icons, to my social media accounts that I'm going to be linking to the icons. I am going to show you how to create some images that you can then upload into your email signature. All right. So the very first thing I want to say is we're going to focus on recreating this signature right here, which if you go here, look, the moment I go, I've already uploaded it and it's in my signature, in my settings of my Gmail signature. All right. So that's what we're going to focus on creating right now. The very first thing that I want you to do, as I say here, open your new Google Doc. So you would come here to your G Drive. You're going to go to File and you would open your Google Doc. Okay. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to insert a table. The table is going to look like this. It's going to be 2 rows and 2 columns because I'll show you what to do in a minute. Your image is going to be on the left-hand side. Your information is going to be on the right-hand side. And then this quote or phrase or tagline down here is going to be these 2 items that you're going to end up merging. Okay. So let's start doing that right now. We're going to go into this space down here and I'm going to go to the insert menu. You're going to scroll down to where it says table, and then I'm going to go over 2 columns, 2 rows. There we go. So there it is. Ultimately, I'm going to be inserting the image here, the information, all that good stuff. Now, because I've already got all that information here, of course, I could just copy and paste it if I wanted to. But I want to show you how to go ahead and use Canva to create an image like this, because most of the images that you'll have are not going to be circular or they're not going to have a border. That's where Canva comes in. All right. So remember, I went to Canva and I opened up the social media box. And of course I can name this like, signature images or icons, whatever you want to call it. Okay. So here's the very first thing. I want to use the circular. All I did was click and drag, or you can just kind of like click and double click. But one of the things that I like to do is whenever I select an icon or an image or a template, I like to drag it all the way to the edges. That way I know they're all going to be the same size. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go grab my image. Now, you saw all I did was click and drag, and it's inside of the circle. All right. So let me just click outside. There it is. I don't want anything else. Of course, I can, if I want to, I just double clicked on the image. I could make it smaller, but I think it looks pretty good like that. It's not going to be this big. The next thing I want to do is I want to give it a border. All right. So normally you would go to, actually, let me go and show you here. You would go to elements here on the left-hand side menu, scroll down, and you would go where it says shapes. I want the circular shape. And remember again, I said I'm going to drag it all the way to the edges. And this one, I want to make it gold. And when I say gold, it's going to be a little bit of yellow, but then I can play around. I know what my numbers are for my brand, so I'm just going to type it in. It is E3CB7C. So that's why it's good to know your brand. Now, this circle may not actually be a little bit bigger than, it may not be big enough. I can kind of see the edge of my picture here. So I'm going to make it just a tiny little bit bigger. And then I'm going to say position back. And that's how I get that edge. And so I'll go through that again in a moment. I'm just trying to get it. And with my up and down arrows, I'm just kind of making it a lot more even. See that? All right. So all I did was first I clicked on that circle under frames. It's the circle. I then clicked on the image, my image, and I clicked and dragged it to go inside the circle. Then I went into elements. I went into shapes. I picked the circular one, and I went ahead and made it a different color. Okay. And then I just kind of sized it. And once I did that, I went ahead and positioned it backwards so that it would be behind the picture. When I download this, it's just going to be the image. All right. So I could do that right now if I want to, which I'm going to. I'm going to download it. And once I download it, I'm going to go ahead and upload it. And by the way, I am showing you how to do this in the free account of Canva. I do have a paid account for Canva. It has a lot more advanced features, but I'm showing you on the free account so that you know what's possible with the free Canva account. All right, so let's go ahead and upload it into the Google Doc. All right, so now I'm back in the Google Doc. I'm going to go to Insert Image. I'm going to upload it from my computer. That's where I saved it. I'm going to go to Downloads, and there it is at the very top. All right, so then you can see that it's very big, so I'm going to size it because I don't want it to be that big. You see, this one's a little bit bigger. I am selecting it to look a little bit different because that way you can see how the signature is different and you don't get confused. But you see how it can be a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller. And now we can see that with the borders, we can just kind of click and drag. All right. Now I know that this bottom one, all I'm doing is I click and I highlight. Let me undo that because I clicked too much. I clicked and I highlighted. Oh my God. Hang tight. Okay. I click and I drag. I'm highlighting those two cells. I'm right clicking. And now what I want to do is I want to merge the cells. And when I merge the cells, that's when I want to kind of like, do you have a favorite quote? Do you have a blog post that you want to, do you have a new opt-in, a new freebie? Do you have a new blog post that you want to drive people to, traffic to? You see how all I'm doing is I copied and pasted, and I can do it in the middle. I can bold it. I can go to to the left, whatever you want. Okay, so I think for me, this is sort of my tagline, so I'm leaving it there. All right. The next thing is, let's say you did not have all of this information, your name, your title, and all of that. So I'm just going to type it in, and then inside of the box, I can format each row. Okay, because the main thing is that that your signature has the information that you want your network contacts to have. Maybe it's your social media icons. Maybe it's just your website. You don't have to have all of this information. All right. So I'm not going to have you watch me type all of this, but here I can have this be, I believe that is Georgia, and I can make it a little bit bigger. I can make it bold so it stands out. This, my title, I can make this be a different font. And again, I could do a custom, and the custom gold that I have is E3CB7C. And so that again stands out. Maybe I want it a little bit bigger. You see how that stands out, or I want it smaller and I want it italicized. It's up to you how you want your signature to be. The next information, I'm not going to have you watch me type that, but you see how I'm just copying and pasting. I can move it up. I can, do that. Just kind of go merge it to the left some more. And so here's where I'm going to say, all right, we are going to have it be black for now so I can show you how to change it. So obviously I'm just typing the URL, and you know what you can do? I can highlight that whole thing, come up here to where you see the little paperclip where it says insert link, but I've made it a hot link. When I do that, it just sort of looks blue. I want my signature to be branded. What does that mean? I can highlight it, and once again, go to the font color. I've already got my gold in there, and there it is. Do I want it to stand out more? Sure. I'm going to bold it. Do I think it's still too light? Possibly. And so I can just come here and make it a little bit darker if I want. It's up to you how you want your signature to appear. And maybe my title, I want my title to be the same as my website. So you see, it's just all starts to take shape. Now we go on to the social media icons. This is where we go to Canva again. And in Canva, all I'm doing down here, same file. I'm going to add an image. I'm going to click on elements. And in elements under photos, I'm going to say, which are the icons that I want? I want Instagram. And why I'm calling them up like this is, actually, I don't want that. Let's see. Instagram, if I can spell. All right, so I went to elements, and I'm just in the search bar up here. I'm just clicking on the free ones. And again, remember I said click and drag to the corners so that they're all the same size, so that when I size them, they're still the same size. I'm clicking on the icon, clicking on the color here, and I want my burgundy wine color. So again, I have those numbers. Here, so I can just type over that, 6B1050. That's my brand. If you don't have a brand yet and you don't know what you want, you can come here and play around with the numbers and make it something else. Okay. So I've got my Instagram. I'm going to add another image. And in this one, I'm going to put LinkedIn. And again, I'm going for the one that says free. Okay. I just clicked. It showed up in the box. I'm clicking in the corner, dragging it. I click on the icon again to show up for the color to show up. And I click on my brand. One more, add a new page. I want Facebook. Okay. And I'm just kind of sticking with a similar icon that all the other ones have. And maybe for this one, it's the same color, but you see how, look at that, right? So I'm going to download this, and then I'm going to do the exact same thing, go to my Google Doc, and I am going to go ahead and insert the images. All right. So let's go do that now. Okay, so we're back in the Google Doc where we uploaded the image. I'm going to go ahead and upload from my computer, and because there was more than one image, it goes into a zip file. And I'm just trying to unzip it, but it's making my file completely freeze up. So hold on one second while I get that going. Come on. Let's see if it'll do it. I'm going to cancel for a moment. Okay, so mine froze because I have too many things open. So that won't happen to you. I went ahead and unzipped it. And so here are the 3 icons that I downloaded from Canva. And as you can see, they're all pretty big, but all we're going to do is we're going to click on the image and we're going to size it. Click on the image and we're going to size it. These are still too big, but it'll allow me to manipulate the image size a lot easier. All right, so here we are. You can see that each one of those icons is going to then, all I'm doing is sizing it, and then clicking and dragging inside of my signature box in the table that we created. So I think all of these still look a little bit big to me. So all I'm doing is clicking and dragging until they all look pretty much the same size. The other thing I can do is I go to the very beginning, I click on the icon, then with my left arrow, I go to the very beginning and I can do that. I'm doing my right arrow and just spacing them a little bit so that I have a little bit of movement. Now I want to show you that up here, you can see that I picked a darker purple just to give you a little bit of a contrast to what you could do. And the Facebook icon is a little different than the other two. Again, it's a matter of preference. You have so much room for creativity. Now what we want to do is we want to make each one of these a hot link, which means I'm going to come up here. I had already grabbed my social media icons. So then I can just click on the icon. Then I go up here to the one that says insert link. It looks like a little paper clip, and I paste and I apply. Now I'm going to go grab my second one, which is my Facebook business page. All I'm doing is copying. I click on Facebook. I go to the little icon that looks like a paper clip. I paste and I apply. I'm going to go here, grab. You see how much time you save? Actually, I think I did that wrong. I did it on the wrong icon, maybe. I sure did. That's okay. I can just override it. You see that? And paste. Let me go grab LinkedIn. It's so much easier and it saves you so much time if you grab all the information, all the images that you're going to need right from the get-go so you can just power through. All right. At this point, we are almost done, except for I want my table to be a little bit, okay, that's a nicer little box. It looks pretty good. This is looking a little yellowish to me, so I'm going to go back and make it look like that. All the information is correct. The only thing now is, look at that. This one doesn't have any lines. Easy fix. You highlight your entire signature. You come up here where it says border width. You see these 3 lines? You click on that and you put 0. Boom. Isn't that great? And so now all you want to do is you copy this. I'm going to do a Control C. I am going to go into my settings of an email account. I'm going to go to the General tab, Settings General tab of my G Drive, and I am going to scroll down to where the signature is. Whatever's there, I'm going to highlight and delete, and then I'm just copying the signature, okay? Now, I can just make sure that it's all the way to the top, and here's the main thing. So many people forget to do this. Make sure you scroll down to the bottom of your general section in your settings and save your changes, because look what happens now. When I go to compose, there's my signature. Right now, if I click on any of these, you can see the URL, but we're going to do a test, okay? And we're going to be testing the email signature. All right. And again, I'm just saying testing, and we're going to email it because there it is. And look at this. If you click on it, it doesn't show the URL. If you click on it, it just goes to your social media page that you want to point them at, okay? If you just click on all of those different sections that you made hot, and there is my tagline, there's your image, there is all the information. So let's just go do a quick recap under the document here that I share with you. So what do you need? Your photo or logo. You don't have to have your photo, although I'll tell you, having my photo in my email signature when I keep in touch with my network, it allows them to easily identify me. And it allows them to, when they go to my social media sections, it's always me. So they know who I am right away. I wasn't always comfortable with that, but it has made a huge difference. All right. The next thing is making sure that you have your social media links. Again, you don't have to have all that information. It's up to you how much or how little information you want there. Make sure that it's in your brand colors. Here are the different tools that I use, but of course you can also use Word. I think the same steps apply. And you just make sure that you open the table, 2 rows, 2 columns, and I showed you how to merge the two the 2 columns into one, so you can then copy and paste the tagline. Again, if you wanted to, you could even say, hey, like down here, you could say, click here to watch my latest training video in YouTube. Okay, and then the click here you would highlight that word, and then you could make that clickable. Pretty cool, right? So I just want to make sure that you guys definitely watch, look at other signatures, see what you love, what you like, what you don't like, and make it your own. And that's it, you guys. That is how you design a highly customizable, functioning, clickable email signature. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.